Hello everyone, and welcome to Customs and Fix-Ups. On today's episode, I'm going to take a look at switching up some parts between Elite Damien Sandow and Basic Damien Sandow. Mostly just switching up the knee pads and switching up the head scans. And I'm actually going to show you guys how I do this in this video. Basically, all you need for most switches is actually just hot tap water. You know, some people say it doesn't work, but I mean, if your tap water gets hot enough, you can usually do a park switch with most Mattel figures. But once you start seeing steam, you've usually reached hot enough water to do a fix-up. So here we have Elite Damien Sandow, and we're going to take off his head, and we're going to take off his feet so I can take off the knee pads. I usually just let the hot water run. You know, in my experience, it does not usually damage the paint or the figure at all. We're basically just trying to soften up the plastic so we can pop the head off. Let's see if that was enough. Yep. And just like that, Damien Sandow's head came off. It was a shameful thing. Lost his head. And then it's basically the same thing for the boots, too. You just let the hot water run, let it run right in the seam of where you're trying to, you know, where you're trying to pop the head or arm or leg off. And it should just pop right off. Like so. Usually what I find works is turning the knee pad around. And they normally takes a little work. You might need a little bit of that hot water in there. It usually slides right off, like so. And there you go. Eventually, it comes off. Basic Damien Sandow, and do the same thing. Now, this Damien Sandow's head already has some scuffs on it, so I'm going to have to touch that up afterwards, too. Yeah, that should be plenty. Pops right on. And we'll go right ahead and slap that right on Elite 22 Damien Sandow. Already looking awesome. Now I just got to take his feet off so I can get his knee pads. See, pop right off. Knee pad easily slides off that one. Now the boot pop right off. Okay, so we're gonna put Damien's boots on now. I got the other knee pad on there. And basically just the reverse of what you would do to take them off. You just make sure you know what side is what, because that's pretty important. And then you just run some hot water over the nub there. You run some hot water on the boot here. And it's getting nice and softened up. And it should just plug right back in. Just like that. Okay, there's Elite Damien Sandow, mostly finished. Like I said, I got to touch up a few spots on his head. But there's an all purpled out Elite Damien Sandow. Alright, let's put the basic back together now. The basics are, of course, a lot easier to put the knee pads back on. Usually. Okay, there you go. Almost there. Same thing again. You know, heat up the nub, heat up the boot. Look at that. Pops right back on. Look at that, pops right back on. Now we gotta put his head back on. And there you have a very cool basic Damien Sandow. Alright, let's go back and compare these two. Alright guys, so you can see the results from my fix-ups here. As you can see, we have an all pinked out basic Damien Sandow. He will be up on eBay very soon. And then we have the all purpled out Elite Damien Sandow. And of course, did a head switch on both. And now I'm just going to touch up some paint on the Elite Del Rio, on the Elite Damien Sandow. Alright, we've seen enough of basic Sandow here. Get him out of the way. And let's see if I can't do a little live action customizing right here for you. Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little spot missing on the top of his head there. Cover that up. He's certainly got some eyebrow missing. That's one of my very few complaints with Mattel. I don't know what it is, but eyebrows are not very tough on these guys. Okay, that's not too bad. I usually use a matte varnish for anything. Matte is like a dry, you know, pretty much the opposite of glossy. So instead of looking like shine and gloss, this gives it like a dry look. That's what I'll be going over it with, but I gotta let that paint dry first. So there you have it, folks. Fixed up, repainted, Elite 22 Damien Sandow. Thank you guys for watching, and keep an eye out for more videos.